Yeah, well, here we are again, and doing the results of our grocery run today. Now, it always strikes me as funny when I get the groceries in, because every time I do, it's usually when it's a big shop like today. Today we spent 4,000, call it 4,200. So 800 change out of 5,000. Okay, now every time that we do this and we go out and we spend, well, we don't usually spend over 4,000 pesos, okay? It's usually, I was keeping it within 2,000. So why is it a little bit more today? It's a little bit more today because I've got things which I normally would not have done and which are all around 100 pesos. So these things happen. But as I was saying, the thing that seems always funny to me is how we've been existing if we're waiting, as we are now or have been, with my UK check, which gets later and later and later. Actually, comparatively, it was a little bit earlier on how it was late this month. We got it today, which is what, the 3rd of June. This is my pension for about the 25th of May. See, so May, June. It's already late, and probably between a week and 2 weeks. Now, everybody knows that you should have a reserve that you never use. Not quite sure how it's a reserve that you never use, because if you never use it, how is it any help? But anyway, I've gone out today, and I've got things which we normally have been doing without. So we've been living for a week or so very sparse, expecting my pension to come around the 25th, and it doesn't. So we've got between the 25th and now to kind of scratch by. So every time I take out the money from the bank that is put in as a result of my pension, I often, for the last 2 weeks anyway, I've left 500 or 600 in there, and it has come in very handy. Yesterday I was able to go and was able to withdraw 400 pesos. I know it's not a great deal of money, but stop thinking dollars and pounds and euros and all of that, and start thinking in pesos, which is 58 pesos to a dollar. Now you're talking. So let's have a look at why and how and what. So I actually went and splashed out. I got Magnolia cream cheese because I got a large pack of this. Now it looks like the video is going slightly out of sync, but as long as you can hear what I'm saying, you can have a look at my mouth flapping back and forth, open and shut, and not let it bother you. Okay, so we got the Magnolia. That was 175. Now, as I say, forgetting about pounds and dollars and whatever else you may be thinking in terms of for where you go, it's not a huge amount of money. 175, what is it? It's actually $3 for, let me see, there we are, Magnolia cheese. So I also got butter as well, because I've started using it, and we can use it for cooking, and it tastes much better than that axle grease oil that we get from the sari store. And then we got, let me see, we got 2 dozen eggs. Now this will be a price that hits you, I'm sure. 2 dozen eggs, and that was at 126, not even $3, not even $3 for 12 large eggs. Now somebody said that that's incredibly cheaper than where they pay, than what they pay for theirs. So I also went and I got some of these things. I don't actually know what the hell they are. It says Ponkiat, and let me see, Ponkiat 1 pack at 86 pesos, and another one, and a 1 pack at 96 pesos. Now, what I'm thinking is, there's one at 96. It's a bunch of oranges. The skill in choosing these oranges is to cheat the guys who, or get one over on the guys who pack these things, because they're trying to get one over on you. Usually, if you grope each one of those, heaven forbid, one of them will be past its shelf life. Well, I got 2 of those. One was 86, as you can probably see, and one, because it's one less, I think, or they're slightly smaller, they must go on weight. So that was it. And I got a couple of lemons. Now the lemons, 21 pesos each, and the reason that I get the lemons now is because they go very well in a drink that often when Beth is not feeling that great, depending on what time of the month it is or other female reasons, she will ask me to get up in the middle of the night. It doesn't really matter to me, does it? Middle of the night, beginning of the night, end of the night. So I get up and I pour hot water into a large spoonful of honey, and into that I add, let me see, apple cider vinegar, a spoonful of that. Actually, I don't measure it. I just poured it in and listen to the sound. It goes glug glug, and 2 glugs is 1 spoonful. So that's why I get the lemons. I got some carrots and some other, what were they? These are, look at that. Now that's 22 pesos, call it 50 cents. And that's some assorted peppers. Where's the other thing? There's now lately, I'm swapping back and forth here, but lately I'm going for a more expensive meat, and it's a small beat. Let me see, what does it say here? Pork bones is what we normally go for, but this one is pork menudo, a small pack. A small pack, if you can see, these are small pieces of pork that are pretty well lean. Okay, so it's lean. I usually now get those because while Talikwick is with us at the moment, we're having some delicious curries, and that's what we put in them. Okay, so that's 2 there. Let me see. That was a larger one, and that was more expensive because this is 400 pesos. Right, so that's actually just a tad under $4. So I get that. I got 3 of those, I think. Yep, there's another one. The other one cost $1.94. See, it's a more expensive meat. But it's not actually more expensive because there's no bone. Whereas this one's got great hunks of bone in it. Can you see that? Big pieces of bone with hopefully large portions of meat left on the bone. But with the bone, that's more menudo. Stack it up there. Have to admit, I don't actually like going and fishing around in a tray full of bones that have been hacked off, and I can't get the dead bodies out of my head, but that's me being squeamish. There's that one too. Then we got, no, that's an onion. With some of these things, like here, these are red onions, and the red onions you actually go and you can buy in a pack like this. You can buy them free, of course, but this is in a pack, and it means that you don't have to wait. You can go pick up one of these, it's 42 pesos, and you can walk away. Put it in your basket and walk away. What else have we got? I went for the carrots in a thing. I prefer to go, I would prefer to go, if I could force myself to do it, would be to go around the market and get these things fresh. There's another, this is another one, 51 for 3 potatoes. Now, at my insistence, I'm actually getting potato in the stew and some carrots, but I'm the only one, actually, maybe Talik will take some of them, but it seems that I'm the only one that likes the vegetables, because if I didn't say anything, it would be meat and soup. Well, I get more of a vegetable stew in with the meat now, even for the curry. So now, how are we doing the curry? Now, I've heard it said, and I'm sure you're right. I'm looking at a curry season mix, right? Can you go get Auntie Beth? Say someone's come to see her. Quickly. So someone's at the door for Beth, and Lovely is going to see it. So what have you got there? We've got some various little peppers. It was only at 8 pesos. So what else? Here, that is a green cabbage, 54. A green cabbage. See the size of it? I've often been called cabbage head, so it's all adjust. So there we are. So that's everything. Oh no, it's not. I really splashed out, and I got some totally alien to me, but it's eggplant. So I got some eggplant as well, and I got some canned food, which it's made in the Philippines, and apparently recently Rafi Tulfo went and paid a surprise visit to a canning factory in Manila, where I have no idea, I have no doubt that this was made in Manila, and the particular product and meat that they were putting into the cans was corned beef, and let me say it was not a pretty sight. So much so that even the most stubborn-minded girl in the entire universe, well, maybe the second stubborn, decided that she wasn't going to eat the Philippine-packed corned beef. I couldn't persuade her not to take let me see, what was it? A paracetamol. So she was there today. She obviously looked a little bit under the weather, and I found a little pill, still in its container, and I read it. It was a paracetamol. Now, sometimes our habits are so ingrained in us, it becomes sheer hard-headedness. Now, we found on the toilet seat, we actually found a tiny worm, about this big. How can I show you? About that big, about as long as my nose, which must have come out of somebody. Now, the Filipinos can still be squatting on the toilet minus the seat, so it's most likely come from the ladies. Now, if it's come from me, I welcome the sight so that I know exactly what I'm up against, because I'm taking a product at the moment, which has not been found to have any side effects, cannot be overtaken. If you're with me, cannot be overdosed. You just pee the thing out, and it's like it's named after a guy, Ivor, and the name sounds a little bit almost like my name. It almost sounds like Martin, except the spelling are different. So it's same as Ivor Martin. You can work it out for yourself. The reason I'm being so clandestine, if I may use that word, is because lately I've had the unwelcome ascension of the powers that be on the two great gods which I place videos and little comments. So it's not just that they've noticed me, it's that they are censoring. So for about a week I've been censored, and I don't actually know why they censored me. But in the past I've been talking about the possible clash of titans which is happening in the world. If you have a pulse and you're interested in current affairs which may come falling down on your bloody head like an avalanche anytime soon, you will know that all over Europe, all over the UK, that's England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales, it is being overwhelmed by a certain group. I can't even say what that group is, but it's usually to do with the spiritual well-being of us. And so many of the people who celebrate this particular way of life are now in the act of taking over Europe, and that outcast of Europe, the UK. UK is considered already gone. And Sweden, the same, already gone. So incredibly overwhelmed, and now with two police forces enforcing two different laws, and it's not good. And Sweden, which I always thought was an incredibly wonderful country, full of tall, statuesque, blonde ladies with blue eyes, and an absolutely enchanting beauty. And now it's being overwhelmed. This is coming to a street near you. I always try to put these little things in at the ends of my grocery, because then hopefully it will not be judged and cited. And if I tell you that a video that we placed a good 3 or 4 years ago has been deleted because it was against the so-called community guidelines. And why was it done? Because we made that video when we did a feeding of the people of a tiny island. I think the one that we did was Ambercon. I'm not quite sure. Doesn't matter. It's one of the tiny islands where the people are in great need of help. And we went there and we took, I think at that time, we even may have taken a couple of lechons, and we fed 1,000 or more people who were very appreciative of that, and their little children were running around. And how were they running around? They were running around the way that little island children do. Nothing nasty about that. It was just a fact of life. A little bit like criticizing and taking our video down because it showed hungry people. Well, it did show hungry people because that's why we went there in the first bloody place, to help. And we tried to help the kids as well. And they were part of it. And looking at any of our videos, you will see it every time. You will see it every time. So, as a result of some of that, our last video that was deleted was because of children being on it and just being little island kids where everybody else was being fed and their parents were there, and the island was in complete ruins. Right, that's what the video was about. And now I've had my messages, even my messages. If anybody has been messaging me on Messenger and they can't understand why I didn't respond, the answer will be I did respond. I always respond to my Messenger messages, right? Because that's part of what I do in our little tin pot mission. And that's what I do, and I enjoy it. And I enjoy sensible, sane comments and criticisms. I know we're not perfect. It's only if the author is sitting in his parents' basement on a borrowed computer making shitty remarks, I delete them. So that's all I've got to say. And I did miss out the fact that I bought 10 kilos of rice in with that. So that's the grand tour, if you would like to put it that way, and it will suffice for as long as it does. Thanks for looking in. Please like, comment, subscribe, and it makes a huge difference if you comment, subscribe, and share. If you share our videos, it raises it on the Great God algorithms schedule, and it enables us to make more videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.